What is going on, guys? Welcome. Welcome to Happy Hour Live Maricopa. Next exit, I can see you. Welcome. I just had to grab my glass of wine and then I come over and sit down and hit the live button. So glad that you could be here. I see Miss Karen is out there. Are you gonna be calling us today, love? Oh. So let me start off by saying that the the video that I put out earlier today was a video that I made about 2 weeks ago, and I had some problems rendering and problems trying to get my computer to play along, and I ended up getting the computer running. So that's the good news. I can start rendering some videos again and start doing some things. Unfortunately, I thought that video was pretty much ready to go. I rendered it and I thought, oh, I need to go back and do some changes. Well, I went back and did some changes, but when I uploaded it to video, to YouTube, I ended up uploading the old video. So we're not going to be covering the challenge questions tonight. Um, Karen and I did that a couple weeks ago, and we'll hopefully be going on to other things today. So my apologies, but once it was up, it was pretty much, you know what, let's just go ahead and run with it. Karen is actually the first one that brought it to my attention to let me know that, hey, that has some old info on it. And we already covered the challenge questions. Are we going to be doing those again tonight? And I said, no, I don't think we need to be doing that tonight. So thank you guys for being here. Thanks for coming to Happy Hour. Happy Hour is kind of my chance to connect with you guys. I am without Miss Karen. Miss Karen is off over in Oregon. She is with her mom and taking care of mom. So she is. We have been apart for almost a couple months now. So I miss her terribly. She is in the chat room. I don't know if she's going to be joining us live via phone, but um, yeah, and I see that she's putting her mom did have her procedure today, or I should say yesterday. And I'm looking at the comments, so I have to stop reading that. Uh, but everything turned out great. Hopefully, Karen is going to be back here with me because I miss her terribly, and hopefully we can get back together. And I know she's looking forward to getting back to a little warmer weather because it has been cold and snowy and icy up in Oregon, and so hopefully you'll be back soon. Tom and Lori, I see you guys out there. There you go. I think you inspired me last week, and so I'm doing the wine tonight. Cheers, cheers to you all, and keep on RV. And I see you guys are out there. Vagabond Travels, hello from Mesa Spirit. I'm actually going to be close to you tomorrow, Vagabond Travels. So contact me, and I would love to meet up with you. Oh, to slam the wine. No, Tom, I'm not. That has to be Tom. That can't be Lori. I'm not going to slam the wine. I have a two drink max that we talked about last week. If I drink it all in one, like I just down it, then I'll have to pour another one. And I'll have to milk that one for the rest of the show. So I'm glad that you're here, though. No, I'm not going to slam the wine. Next exit. No, I'm not going to slam the wine. Oh, If you're coming to us late, I put that video out earlier today, and it was my old video. I had changed some things on it, and I finally got the software on the computer running. And when I uploaded it to YouTube, I thought I had the right video, and I ended up putting the old video up there. Tom and Lori, we have covered your questions, and thank you guys for that challenge. Hopefully, you guys got a chance to watch that. We really enjoyed doing that. Karen says her mom is there. Hi, mom. How you doing? I'm glad that you're here. And so let's let's see here if I can catch up and see what I normally I have Karen here to read for me. She's not here to read for me. So safe travels, Karen and Dave. Yes, we're hoping to get back to traveling soon. I have my daughter coming out this weekend. Hopefully, she is going to be, excuse me, next weekend, not this weekend. We're just wrapping this one up, but she's going to be joining me next weekend, and I hope that she's going to join me for Happy Hour Live. You guys will get to meet her, and we're going to go do a little bit of exploring, and hopefully we can get that video up, and uh, I can really embarrass her good. So I don't see her in here tonight, but give her time. She might be here, and you guys need to make sure she knows she that you want to see her, and hopefully we can talk her into coming onto the live because that's going to be a lot of fun. Keep on RVing. You are out of wine. Hot chocolate. Well, you know what? Add a little bit of peppermint schnapps to that hot chocolate, and you'll be good to go. So, Tom and Lori, what are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? Oh, Steve and Greta, keep on RVing. Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. How is the weather out there? Hopefully, you guys are staying warm. Vagabond Travels, definitely contact me. If you don't know we are on our village. Sometimes the easiest way to get a hold of us is on our village, and Karen would be telling me, no, it's on our page, but I don't know the page. Karen handles all the page. She knows that stuff. Our village, I know, and we are our endeavor on our village. So if you haven't friended us on there, definitely do that. You can send us messages. I try if I'm not driving or doing other things, I'm always responding to messages and things like that whenever they pop up on our village. So definitely say hi there. Tom and Lori are in Fontana tonight. Where is Fontana? You know, I've heard it. Leisure Coach work. Coach, oh, new slide toppers tomorrow, then on to Indio. Good for you guys. That's something that I need to get done here very soon. So jet match on our village. Yes, absolutely. Yep, I know you guys. I'm sorry I didn't recognize you right off. So, absolutely, my daughter's coming out, and she's going to be part of live next Sunday. Maybe we can get you guys. We're not going to be too far away from you. I'm going to be in Monte Vista RV Park and Resort there in Mesa. So it's just a few blocks away from you, as a matter of fact. So you know what would be fun is if I could get you guys out for a live, and we'll put you right on screen here. So you can not only meet Bailey, my daughter, you can come and join us, and oh, we can just kind of get into all kinds of trouble, I'm sure. So I wanted to go over a couple things and just give you an update. So a few weeks ago, I changed out the batteries. We had the coach batteries go bad on the coach. I originally had four 6-volt golf cart batteries and two big um, chassis batteries. They're big 12-volt, bulky, heavy chassis batteries. Those were used for starting the engine, and then the four golf cart batteries provided house power. So let me tell you, I did replace the four golf cart batteries, and immediately discovered that the golf cart batteries had been pretty much starting the coach for a long time. The house batteries were done. At that point, I needed to make a decision, and I went ahead and decided to eliminate the chassis batteries altogether. I got two additional golf cart batteries, and I have enough room to actually add two more. And this is kind of an experiment on my part. I wasn't sure how well 6-volt golf cart batteries were going to be able to start a big diesel engine like the coach. And so we're going to update you on that. I do now have six 6-volt golf cart batteries. The chassis batteries have been eliminated. I have been boondocking now for the last 7 days, and this was really the first trial run to see how well this is going to work. And I'll kind of shoot you that in a minute here. Those of you that haven't switched over to the golf cart batteries, I definitely recommend it. I know some of you, including, I don't see Joe, the computer guy. Did Joe make it tonight? I think Joe swapped over to the lithium batteries. Um, and you know what? They're just too rich for my blood. There's too many problems switching over to those lithiums for me now at this point. That doesn't mean it's not right for other people. For right now, I don't have the money to be dumping into those lithium batteries. And B, I've had a lot of good success with the golf cart batteries. So that I can definitely recommend. Uh, if you have the 12-volt Energizer RV batteries that they're still putting in coaches to this day, um, just right off the bat, I'm going to recommend replacing those and replacing those with equal amounts. You have to do two per. So for every one 12-volt system, you need to add two golf cart batteries. So hopefully, you have the room or you can find the room. Um, but the golf cart batteries work 10 times better than the 12-volt Energizer batteries. I dealt with those for years. I had those on my old coach. This was the first coach that I had the 6-volt golf cart batteries, and I can tell you night and day difference between the golf cart batteries and the 12-volt Energizer. I don't think they were a combo marine cold cranking amp type starting battery. They were just 12-volt deep cycle batteries, but tons more power. And I've been keeping a log for the last 7 days. Um, the let's back up just a little bit. So I have been keeping a log for the last 7 days, and before I had the new batteries in, I was running the generator. I have an auto gen start. It was running the generator whenever the house batteries got low. It didn't monitor the chassis batteries. So every now and then I'd go to start the coach, and the chassis batteries didn't have enough amps to turn over the engine, and ended up using the boost switch on the dash. Basically, what the boost switch on the dash does is it combines all the batteries, the house batteries and the chassis batteries, to try to crank the engine. And that was typically how I was starting the coach. Then it got to the point where I went ahead and just connected the chassis batteries and the golf cart batteries, just trying to get as much power as I could. What I didn't know was that the power I was losing power. I was losing life. My golf cart batteries were dying. I didn't know at the time, but my chassis batteries were also dying. And so when I swapped all of those over, I had them separate. I tried starting off of the chassis batteries, and it was a no go. So immediately back into Sam's Club that I went. I picked up two more um, 6-volt golf cart batteries. And this is really an experiment because I pulled out my chassis batteries and replaced them with two more golf cart batteries. And now I am running 6 golf cart batteries total for the entire house batteries. That's what's giving us our light tonight. And they also now are linked, so they also provide starting for the coach. So I don't know how well this is going to work, but so far I can tell you after replacing the starter last week, and if you haven't seen that, see the live from last week. Uh, One thing that I learned was that all of this power going to the old starter basically gave me about 3 more starts on that starter. The starter was 14 years old. The starter gave out. Went ahead and replaced that. The new starter spins like a top. It loves all the power. And so far, knock on wood, has started up the coach brilliantly every time that I've needed it. Um, Now, going back to what I was doing with the old batteries. The old batteries, I have auto gen start. So every time that they would get low, the generator would come on and run for a half hour or an hour, depending on what I had it set for. Um, the batteries, it started getting to the point where the batteries were dead within about a half hour. And I knew it was time to replace those. So the generator was coming on about every half hour after it would shut down. I'd get about a half hour's worth of power. Boom, it would come back on. I have since replaced those, and now I am going basically all day, all night, and come towards the evening. The generator, I do have that set for 2 hours. It charges at 100 amps and is charging up the batteries wonderfully. And 2 hours a day, the generator's coming on. That's it, and that's all. Even with the cloudy weather that we had here today, uh, the uh, the batteries are holding in great, and I couldn't be happier with them. So that's kind of the update on that. The new starter is having no trouble whatsoever firing off the engine, spinning up the engine. I've never heard the engine turn over so quickly since I've owned the coach. So that's been about 4 years. So do next exit. I do have solar. It's 400, but 380 amps. I always call it 400. Watts. 400 watts of solar. I have figured out that I am getting right now this time of year. I'm getting about 75 amps per day, sunny, if it's sunny. Less than that if it's cloudy. So, so will 6 volt, and I didn't know this honestly. Will 6 volt golf cart batteries fire off the engine, fire it up? Yes, they will. They have absolutely no trouble at all. I was a little worried about how much cold cranking amps the golf cart batteries would have. Cold cranking amps are that immediate burst of amps, and they list that on your regular batteries, and that is a 30-second rating. So that battery is rated for that many amps for 30 seconds, and that's pretty much what it's throwing at your starter to get you fired up. So 400 watts of solar and 2 hours of generator, and that keeps your batteries happy and boondocking. It sounds good to me too, right? I have had no problems, and I have kept a log. I've kept a journal on my phone, um, and including how cloudy it is. And I know during the day, I'm running about 6 to 10 amps outgoing off the batteries at any one time during the day, and that's just for heat, for parasitic draws such as the chargers. My phones are always charging. The laptop is always charging. I'm not shy with light. You see how much light is in here right now, and that's actually a coach behind me back there. Um, and so you can see it is basically it's pitch black outside. It's dark outside. This is kind of how we keep the coach. We don't live in a world of darkness. I don't know about everybody else. I see everybody trying to conserve on battery, so they live when nighttime comes. They kind of live in a world of darkness, and honestly, I it's not for me. I like light. I like the TV on. I like to live life normally and without feeling like I need to conserve on anything. So if I feel like I need to conserve on something, then it's time to change something and make that happy because full timing is not easy. It's not you do want to make yourself comfortable, and whatever that is for you to be comfortable, I'm telling you, I've met people that can literally live by and read by a candle at night, and that's all they need. And if they're happy with that, that is great. For me, I need power. I need you know I need to turn on the lights. I need let's see if we there we go. Yeah, I want to turn on the TV. I want to have my, basically, I'm spoiled for a lack of better words. I'm spoiled. I like uh, the accommodations of a home, and I don't want to be without those. So imagine travel swapping out our 12-volt bats for 6 volts in the travel trailer and adding an inverter after the first of the year. Good for you guys. Yeah, absolutely. So that's the other thing that you see here is the inverter is going, and all I can say is on the inverter, get as much inverter as you can afford, and maybe then some. Because I promise you, while you may cringe at the price now, the comfort it provides later you're not going to complain about. So, yes, we hate the price of solar, we hate the price of batteries. I had to buy a starter, and it just the Tom and Lori are getting their slide worked on. I know they've put a lot of work into that, and it's one of those things that you cringe at the price, but you just need to get past that because the comfort that it provides later on is what makes this possible. It's what says, yes, I can be out here and I can do this, and I'm comfortable doing it. So mm, okay, that's my first one, and so I'm gonna do the okay, and it's not a huge glass of wine. It is white, so you get a little bit more. And but I'm going to be nursing this one for the rest of our happy hour. Uh, so what about you guys? What has been your experiences? What type of fridge does your coach have, and how does it do on the batteries? Marcy, I we have a Dometic double door fridge, two freezers up top, two down below. I think Tom and Lori just did a video on replacing theirs, which is brilliant, and probably the same exact thing that I'm looking at doing to ours. It does run off of propane and 110, and I think it might even supposedly run off of 12 volt. Although, if you have one of these fridges out there, I would not recommend them running on 12 volt. It's just going to drag your batteries down. But the amount of propane that this uses, I was just asked this today. I was talking to one of the neighbors. I have a 35-gallon propane tank. I can get into it on any one fill, about 28 gallons. And I don't remember. Miss Karen might remember. I think it was Kansas the last time that we filled that up. That's how long it lasts for that 28 gallons. So my brother's in the house. How you doing, bro? And so yeah, to answer that question, the I know a lot of people don't like um, the propane fridges out there. I can tell you that while there is a risk, um, they really just totally make sense because during the day, during times like this when you're boondocking, they're using a little bit of propane, very minor amount of 12-volt battery power. And, you know, yes, there is always the risk of fire, but I have to tell you that, I put that in with a house fire in a regular sticks and bricks home. I just don't think it is enough to warrant saying, "Oh, I have to go to a residential fridge. I'm only going to do a residential fridge." So, uh, my brother's going to get a glass of wine. Kansas, yes. Karen is saying last time we were filled is in Kansas. We have since been to Colorado. We hung out with Dan and Jen in Salida, Colorado, and uh, it was cold there. We had the heat running, and yeah, we didn't. There's there. I honestly don't think there's any problem with having the 12-volt fridges, the propane fridges, and so I'd never put anybody down for that. Mm. Next exit, you have a 1200. The Amish cooling, I believe that's what Tom and Lori. If Tom and Lori are in here, you can speak to that. Um, the Amish. Uh, oh, where do I go? The guts, the back of the fridge. That's exactly what I'm looking for, and those are the way to go. So good for you guys. And you guys swapped yours out a year ago, and you guys are feeling comfortable with it. Good job for you guys. That's exactly the one that I'm thinking about doing. I think that's what Tom and Lori did. So good for them. And hopefully, we never have to replace ours on our fridge. It's been holding out okay, but you never know. You never know. So. I am curious about this. If you guys have that Amish uh, um, unit on the back of your fridge, how do you feel? Is it safer than your old unit, or do you feel it's about the same as the old unit? Yeah, the cooling unit. Tom and Laurie just reminded me it was a cooling unit. Knock on wood. I'm Karen is yes. I'm knocking on wood. Now, about the same. So Tom and Laurie, you're about the same. It's like, yeah, it is a risk, but it's worth it. Am I correct in saying that? And I know there's a little bit of a delay between us talking and the video going out, and I apologize for that. Next exit said it is much heavier duty. Said they have only had one fail in the entire life of the company. That's something to say. That's something to say. So next exit just says, you know what, that their Amish unit, they said the owner of the company says they have had only one failure in the life of the company. So I have to tell you, I look at that as an upgrade, not only to fix our fridge because it Tom can we've talked about this before. Your fridge does not get as cold. It really takes a lot to get it cold, and those Amish units, from what I understand, they make your refrigerator and freezer work as they should, and so that is part of it. And then the safety aspect, I have to tell you, I'm a little bit nervous about having um, the cooling unit on and mine is the original on the back of my fridge. There's no two ways about it. I'd rather replace that out. When I do it, I'm probably going to replace that myself. I've watched a few videos on it. Well, it looks like a lot of work. It doesn't look like something that I can't do. But I that and I'm too cheap. If I can do something, I'd rather do it and not have to pay people to do it. So uh, yes, that's my bro. Make today your someday. The Amish cooling unit. That's the cooling mechanism for the fridge. It gets rid. No, it doesn't get rid or add Freon. It basically works the same as the other one, from what I understand. And somebody who has those is can speak towards this. They work off of an ammonia based system. It's not Freon. What you have for a residential fridge, what you have sitting in a refrigerator in a regular sticks and bricks home, that's a Freon type system. The Amish or the Norcold fridges, the propane fridges, work off of a cooling unit that uses ammonia, and that's one of the ways you can tell that your fridge unit has gone out is there's typically a smell of ammonia. Although it doesn't last long, it leaves a yellow residue around your cooling unit for your fridge. And if you ever open up the access panel to your cooling unit and you see yellow, you probably have lost your cooling unit. So uh, Amish much more efficient. Yeah, it is identical to the ammonia system. Yes, Tom and Laurie. I have read up on that, and it's impressive. So, yeah, Tom and Laurie, they had problems with theirs, and they showed that on a video that they had. And yes, I remember seeing that now. But I had kind of known that from working at Beaver Coaches back in Oregon, and I remember those cooling units going out on those fridges. And yeah, when they spring a leak, you get kind of a yellow residue in your behind your fridge in your cooling unit. If you see that, chances you will smell ammonia too, but it's typically not for very long because it evaporates, disappears, and you're left with a yellow residue. If you see that yellow residue behind your propane fridge, Norcold, Dometic, a lot of them all run on the same thing. Yep, you've lost your cooling unit. So. So the other thing I wanted to talk about a little bit is do you need to have a cushion? Do you need something to cover you in case of emergencies? And I can tell you that we have definitely used our cushion in the last 3 months. Um, we keep We keep some cash on hand for if we have problems with credit cards or debit cards. But in this last few months in Albuquerque, we lost or we had to replace our two front tires. Um, there was a bill. Uh, if, Boy, I can't remember. There was something else, and then here in Phoenix, they lost the starter, and now thankfully, mechanical things I've been able to fix okay myself, but then we had Karen had to fly back to Oregon. So, do you need to keep a little bit of cash on hand, or do you need to have a kind of a slush fund or some sort of plan to live this life? Yeah, pretty much. But it's not that much different than living in a sticks and bricks. You need to have some way of handling emergencies, and just to kind of touch on that little bit, because it seems like I'm seeing a lot of people coming out, and they really don't have anything. Um, they've got a few bucks, but really, if there's a major problem, a major thing that goes wrong, they don't have a way to handle that. And I'll 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 tell you, you know, yes, it doesn't matter whether you're in a sticks and bricks or on the road, but being on the road traveling can add a different aspect to it, because now you're not by familiar places. Um, you're faced with unknown costs, and uh, such as Karen and I, um, not having some sort of cushion or a plan for that can be a really a bad idea. And generally, when you're in a sticks and bricks, you're around family, you're around friends, you have resources that you can tap into if you have problems. And traveling and being out and about, you don't really have those resources. So Nick says, Nick says you got a 2007 Monaco 42-foot Class A motorhome. Mm. Yeah, bad things can happen when you least expect it. So 42 feet is a long motorhome. Man, I've driven a few of them. Ours is 39 feet, technically 40 feet if you look at the brochures. But oh, how many of you? So Marcy Webb asked a good question. How many of you travel with your uh, LP on? Because when you're traveling, you lose your LP, you lose that ability to cool things. We only travel for about 70 miles per day, but yeah. And Tom and Laura, you guys, you're kind of like us. You only travel for a couple hours. Turn both fridges off. Yeah, yeah. So Tom and Laura, you guys are shutting yours off. We haven't done that yet, but I think it's probably something that we should do. I'm trying to read here. Don't have to drive at all. This is the wife's job. Next exit. Next exit. You have the wife driving? I have talked to Karen, and she knows she's in the hot seat when she comes back. We have done a little bit of conversation about that, and I would like her when she gets back here to do a little bit more driving, because I think that is important. So, Vagabond Travel, you travel with your LP off, but you guys don't travel more than a few hours per day as well. Yeah, same with us. And really, I think that's safer, honestly. Um, I think that Tom and Lori, remember you guys. I think you had a an unfortunate situation happen, and it took out some of your propane lines or something to that of effect, and that could have caused a catastrophic failure. Um, and that was kind of what convinced you it was safer to run without your propane on. So I think that is a good plan. Probably something that I need to start doing. I don't have an easy way to shut my propane off, but just saying that is probably something that I need to work on. Keep on RVing. Your fridge stays plenty cold even after 6 to 9 hour travel day. Side by side. That's what we've got as a side by side. I believe ours is Dometic as well. Next exit. Yes, she is awesome. Aw. You know what? That is awesome. Life is good in the passenger seat. See, Karen? See? You need to drive more. I want to see what it's like to be in the passenger seat. If I have to go to the bathroom, I can go back there. If I want a sandwich or something, I can go back there. And you can be up front driving. Come on. Tom and Laura, yeah, if we would have left our propane on, the gas lines would have exploded. We actually drained our lines before travel. You actually drain your lines before traveling, even with that. Good for you. Um, Imagine travels. You had a squirrel eat yours up in Vermont. Oh my gosh, I wouldn't even have thought of that. That's I've never thought of varmints actually chewing on propane lines, but yeah, I've had squirrels actually chew up uh, uh, electrical lines, wires. I've had squirrels chew up. Oh, what's the wires that go to the spark plugs? The spark plug wires. So I don't know why they wouldn't stop at propane lines. So that's an interesting thing. I wouldn't even have expected that. Greta does most of the driving on keep your RV in good. There is a safe life is so good in the passenger seat. Life is good. No, life is good in the passenger seat. Okay, so I'm trying to convince Miss Karen that having that ability to drive the coach, manage the coach, and take care of those things gives me some peace of mind to know that she's going to be okay if for some reason I can't drive. Am I wrong in this? And let me know what do you guys do? Tom and Lori, do you drive the rig? You guys got a fifth wheel and pickup, and obviously you drive the pickup. That's okay, but do you drive it with the fifth wheel? Tom, Laura, they turn their propane off until the stove, and then turn the light the stove until the stove goes out. Karen shouldn't have to drive. She's a princess. Don't do that. All right? Don't do that to navigator. Karen says she's the navigator. Okay, so you guys know Karen can drive the coach. She has driven the coach in the past. Very short amount of time on the highway. She has done great. She actually pulled off the highway and we went into a Anderson's pea soup in Corning, California, and she bent the mud flap on the coach. I'm just saying, she bent the mud flap on the coach going into the driveway. And, there you go. Marcy says she's the navigator too. Now, if only he would listen to me. Yeah, I listen to Karen. She is a great navigator. And I do listen to her. Tom is the driver, and that is all he does is Tom Lori. I imagine that's, but Lori, you need to know how to run the rig and drive the rig if ever there's a point where Tom can't do that. Karen is a princess. We all agree. Don't encourage her, please. Come on, guys. He does listen. I do listen. I am a great driver. I let her tell me where to go, when to turn, and I do what I'm told. Uh, Does Tom do what you're told, Lori? When he's Tom, what you tell him, Lori? Vagabond travels. Okay, I'm just guessing by your comment. There was a problem with the sewer line and actually attaching it to the sewer, and that's kind of bad. He knows better. Lori says, as always, he knows better. Yes, we know better. But am I wrong in thinking that you ladies should know how to handle the rig if there's ever a problem? Oh, oh, you guys are so much fun. I really, you do my soul good. So it's fun hanging out with you guys. Next exit. Our last video was Pearl driving the one-way road to Rancho Oso. That was a tough day. Wow. Yeah, I remember Rancho Oso and I remember the ride in there. And yeah, that is a tough day. So good for you guys. So, girl power. Marcy, go away. Just shoo. All right. Or be quiet. Shh. Shh. Don't be, don't, no. We should all know how to do this stuff. That's right, Karen. You talk some sense into them. Girl power, Marcy. Don't encourage her. Oh, you guys are fun to hang out with. Thank you for the 5 thumbs up. Whoever we got our 5 thumbs up, you guys are awesome. Mm. Oh. I promise you, when Karen gets back here and we get onto a regular schedule, I'm actually going to have legitimate stuff here to talk about. But the purpose of the happy hours is to just have a conversation, and I really enjoy that with you guys. You don't even know how much, especially since Karen has been gone. It is really good for my soul to get on here and talk with you guys. I'm reading your comments as they go by here. If I miss your comment, don't be afraid to put it back up there because I don't have it in front of me. But Greta took the motor home to visit the kids all by herself in Massachusetts. Our special daughter is Bree and Abby the dog. Well, good for you guys. And good for Greta for knowing how to handle the rig. I don't give Karen a lot of credit, but I need to. She does come back there and she kind of snoops over my shoulder to see what I'm doing. She is curious and wants to know how the truck gets hooked up, how everything plugs in, and she is an integral part of getting ready to travel for a travel day. So that is impressive for Greta. Good for you. Good for you. I would totally trust Karen if she wanted to get out and take the coach and go someplace. Just leave me with at a motel where I can hang out and you can have the motorhome and go chill. You just can't take the house though without leaving me someplace to stay. We have a new subscriber, Lori. Thank you for subscribing. If you're out there, I appreciate it. I like hanging out with you guys as well. So I just got a notification over my phone, and so I'll give you a little bit of a shout out there. So yeah, you know what? Karen can do it with no problem. No, I have no doubts about that. So if she came to me one day and said, "You know what? I want the motorhome. I'm going to drop you off at the Motel 6 or wherever she's going to drop me off." Boom, I'd be gone. She would be down the road. I just hope that she'd come back for me someday. So, oh, Lori, that was you? I didn't even recognize it. Thank you. Love you guys. You're a sweetheart. Karen, you rock. She does rock. I miss her terribly. Need more practice backing up in spaces. That's all. Yeah, Karen, you know what? She's done great. She ruined my back mud flap, so I won't rub that in too much. It was bent to pretzel, but it's okay. I won't say anything about that. She does a great job. I'm just kidding. She does a great job, and I honestly have bent the back mud flap. She felt very self conscious about that, and so I give her a lot of credit. She does a good job, and I really miss her. So, hello, Lori. How you doing? Tom has been. Don't let Tom speak for you. No, no. I need to speak for myself. That's right. I'm still asking, when are you going to do your Saturday lives? If you guys haven't been out there and watched Tom and Lori on their Saturday lives, you need to. And I'm telling you, we're going to talk you guys into doing it live because you might as well. It works out perfect that way, and Tom would have less. He wouldn't have any mm, editing editing to do. Come on, Tom, you can do it. Give up the control. Just get on there live and say, "We're doing it live." Going to be taking the RV driving course. Oh, good for you. Lori is going to be doing the driving, some sort of driving course. Hopefully, you guys are going to make a video on that. That sounds really interesting. Can you take Karen with you? No, no, Karen doesn't need to go with you. She'll be all right. We are coming up. We just have a few more minutes for our happy hour live. And see what I'm talking about? I nursed this down to the very last bit. So next exit, we took your challenge and did our first live yesterday accidentally, but it was so much fun. We learned most of it from your channel. Oh, thank you. Next exit. What is your channel name? Just to give you guys a shout out. I definitely I don't watch a lot of YouTube videos and unfortunately, but I do try to every now and then I go through and I just kind of watch them all. I it's kind of my binge watching and oh, Karen saw it. She loved it. Good for you. Next exit is your YouTube name. So let me look this up. Now I have to look up next exit. If you're not a subscriber to next exit, pick up your device, look up Next Exit and subscribe to them. How's that sound? Also, Tom and Lori. If you're not a subscriber to Tom and Lori, go over to Tom and Lori RV and subscribe to them. Steven wants to take our motorhome and run it at the Bonneville Salt Flats. Oh my God, Steven is right up my alley. How fast can our motorhome go? I love it. I love it. Now, Tom and Lori, I'm already subscribed to your channel. I'm looking for Next Exit tonight. So this is going to be our channel to subscribe tonight. Next Exit. Oh, see if I can get it. Next Exit. There it is. And you guys have 14,000 subscribers. Good for you guys. Just subscribe to you guys and look forward to seeing it. So, well, we have just a few more minutes. So keep on RVing. Steven wants to take our motorhome to and run it at Bonneville. I have been to Bonneville Salt Flats. I have yet to get Miss Karen out there. And something tells me if you tell me anything about Steven running your motorhome at Bonneville Salt Flats, I'm never going to get her out there. So don't say anything. All right, Salt Flats, strap a jet engine to that bad boy. No, no, don't. Don't say anything. One of these days we will be out there. Oh, wait. Somebody is telling Karen she better put her foot down. Marcy, don't encourage her. Keep on RVing. You just hit 100 subscribers and they're giving away a Harvest Host memberships to celebrate. You guys are awesome. I'm gonna look you guys up. Well, definitely. You know what? That should be part of the live. We'll just make the last shout out to live to YouTube members that have YouTube channels. If you have a YouTube channel, put your YouTube channel name out there. Put it out there, and so people that can see it. And we like subscribing to you guys. You know, it's a big community. We enjoy seeing you guys and following along. So, oh, make today. That's my bro. My bro just subscribed to you, Next Exit. So there you go. Of course, he'd do anything for his brother. So we got about a minute and a half left, guys. Did we get it all out for this week? Does everybody? My wine glass is empty. See, look at that. Lori, you guys inspired me to do wine this week. And Next Exit, what a great idea. Yeah, I think so too. Just giving a shout out to the YouTube channels out there. And I've got my phone just blasting off the hook. You guys are great. Hooray for the wide. Lori, I am so with you. White tonight. You can see it there. That's all I got left. I have one sip left. So we've got about 50 seconds left. We're going to be signing off on this thing. Clue to win, double nickels. Get a bigger glass next. I just said. You know what? This is a pretty big glass. All right. This is a pretty big glass. I am so glad that you guys came out here. I love hanging out with you guys. Fun hanging out. Message tomorrow, Dave. Absolutely, Vagabond Travels. Please do that. Um, Dave is giving away a set of Battle-Born batteries next Sunday. I am so glad that my brother put that out there. Thank you so much for that. Lori, you had your second glasses in. Enjoy. You guys have a good night. And Tom, you have a good night. And I hope you guys will run into you there. And that's the other thing I wanted to say. I'm going to be, at the very least, in Quartzsite after next week. I'm still going to be here in Mesa. My daughter's coming in to Phoenix, so I'm looking forward to seeing my girl. But we'll uh, we'll be heading to Quartzsite after that. So, oh, let's see, Tom and Lori, see ya. Absolutely. Next exit. Bye, all. Good night, everybody. Make your today somebody. Good night, my bro. Uh, Lori. Thank you. We'll see you guys next week. Next week, it'll be here before you know it. So, you guys have a good night. Hope to see you guys all in Quartzsite. Yeah, we're going to be in Quartzsite probably about 2 weeks. So, good night, Marcy Webb. Imagine Travels. We'll see you guys. Fun as always. Really love this time with you guys. You guys, we'll see you all later. We're about a minute and a half overdue for shutting this stream down. So, good night, all. Cheers, and we'll see you next week. Take care, guys. Bye bye.